mentor to success.
Hello dear our respected audience and members of Success Community. Welcome back to our today's talk about education here on our YouTube channels Sound Mind Success Mentor and at Sound Mind Company Limited. Today's topic is dedicated to teachers and all educationists. Let's open the basket reserved for you. Today we are going to talk about effective tactics to help struggling students to improve exponentially. Effective tactics to help struggling students to improve exponentially. In every class, there are different levels of learners. Some are very bright who perform very well, some are average, and others perform very poorly. For a good teacher, the question comes into big concern and it needs a satisfying answer. How can you help poor performers rise to the excellent performance in your subject? Testimony. One time when I was teaching, I sent one student on the board to solve a question which related to the prerequisite. I was sure that I had taught the lesson before and provided the accurate explanation with the good notes. In fact, it was a kind of the lesson review. Then my boy student went and got lost completely. He neither knew where to start from nor where to end at. In written test, he was worse than that, the worst of all students. Observing his experience at that moment, my instinct told me to check his notes, because I was convinced that my student, who had taken the notes about the topic, could easily answer the question. Then I asked him to show me his notebook. When I opened it, I got surprised, seeing that he had not almost taken even 1/5 of all the notes we had so far written. What did I do then? I stopped him from answering the question, and instead ordered him to complete his notes as soon as possible and set time limit at which I checked later. When that was done, I asked one of the smartest students in my subject to be in charge of him on the regular basis until the lost sheep found his way into my course. I told them to sit close to each other near the board, and I too kept my eye over both of them, the helped one and his helper. In a blink of an eye, that struggling student was doing wonders in my Kinyarwanda test and started to score in the top performers. By the end of that academic year, 2022 to 2023, Leaf had improved to the level of 25% of increment. Now, let's look at what made it possible in a technical way. The following are 5 proven tactics which any teacher can use to successfully help struggling students and raise them to the best performers. 1. Individual follow-up. When you have a struggling student in your subject, you should always follow up that student and see what is going on. You can check the documents of the failing students, talk to them and listen to their views about their situation. Place them the first desk so that they cannot get distracted nor disturbed. 2. Peer parenting technique. Find the volunteering successful students who are ready to help their struggling classmate and commission them that responsibility and stay close to them to check the progress. 3. Participation priority. Give the priority to the struggling students and encourage them to try their ability during the lesson delivery as well as in a practical exercise on the board. Ask them to answer your questions about the lesson and make them feel concerned about your lesson activity. 4. Progress appreciation. Every student likes to be appreciated and recognized by their teacher individually. It boosts the courage of your improving student when you appreciate his or her little progress notified on his or her side. It makes him or her feel validated and compares the increase of extra efforts for more appreciation until he or she becomes a good example to others. For example, the teacher can say in the class, "I like the way," and then mention the name of the student is improving and is playing efforts to do better than usual. Please, can you clap for him or her? Asking the other students. And this will motivate that students because he or she will see that the progress he or she is making is really validated and considered by the teacher. 5. Baby feeding and mentorship. Another best way to help the most struggling learner is to offer special assistance personally. For examples, providing extra or special notes, special explanation of the lesson, individual pieces of advice on tips and techniques, even particular directives on how to proceed in academic and behavioral matters in order to get out of the difficulty. Sometimes it appears reasonable and needful to stay close with the student at different steps he or she has to make to be sure that he or she keeps the right direction and come fast to her or his intervention when challenged in the course of action and maintain her or his motivation and confidence. It is a positive spoon feeding. Final thought, always prioritize evaluation. Prioritize evaluation. In all means and as much as possible, consider to evaluate all the efforts you are making on your students and measure quantitatively the outcome of it. This is not only important for students with difficulty, but also for all the students, even the smart ones, since it keeps their mind sharp and increases their confidence and dexterity in solving the problems using their knowledge and skills. Clement William Stone once said, "What you don't expect, don't expect. What you don't expect, don't expect." Dear loyal audience, thank you very much for your attention and consideration of our enlightening talks through this channel. If you have not yet done it, please subscribe right now. Press on like icon, share this video with your friends and family members, and write your views in the comments for supporting our efforts to bring you more good educating videos like this. See you soon.